Good evening, friends, and welcome to another edition of Crime Time with DutyRon and Ed Wallace. We are retired New York City police detectives and 9/11 World Trade Center first responders. If you like all things true crime related from the police detective's perspective, you're in the right spot. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, so you'll get all things DutyRon and Ed Wallace when we go live or upload another video. Hey, tonight I want to talk to you about Wade Wilson's ex-girlfriend, Mila. Mila Montanez gave a police interview, and there's body cam footage from October 7th, 2019 that I've never seen before. This is a first for me, and I'm reviewing it thanks to our good friends at the Crime Atlas. Great channel, uploaded this video, and I've linked it down below in the description. Hey, I just want to first say thank you to the moderators, the Patreon supporters, the channel members, and all of you guys who positively engage in this community. The replay viewers and everyone, you're what makes this a great place, and I give thanks and praise to each and every one of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, because without our live audience, we don't have a live stream. So thank you for participating here. But we have a lot to unpack here tonight. There's body cam footage, but I also want to recap with you Wade Wilson, sentenced to two death sentences in the state of Florida. He was sentenced to death ×2 by the Honorable Judge Thompson, and that happened on the 27th. As I speculated on, and as I said, I would bet my pension. I think I even went as far as betting I would bet my house on it, that he would get the death penalty. And sure enough, Wade Wilson is now on death row. There will be many appeals, and it'll take some time. And to help us understand the appeals process, I have a Florida state death penalty certified attorney that will be joining me live to explain the process and why the heck does it take so long to fry an evil monster like Wade Wilson, and why are so many inmates on death row for 20 plus years? It just doesn't make sense that we have to house and feed and give medical attention to these heinous murderers for over 2 decades sometimes. And we're going to have a criminal defense attorney who specializes in capital punishment defenses come on and explain to us in layman's terms why it takes so long. Hey, but before I get into the body cam footage from that day at Mila Spa, the police that responded there had body-worn cameras. They were wearing their body-worn cameras, and they were activated that day. And we get to see some stuff that we didn't see in the past. And we'll hear from Mila when she gets interviewed in the box. She gets put into the interview and interrogation room. She wasn't interrogated. She was interviewed very lightly. I've done hundreds, arguably thousands, and sat in on thousands of interviews and interrogations. And I know what I saw here. It was not an interrogation. It was an interview. She told the detectives that Wade Wilson is bisexual. She told the detective that Wade Wilson had a boyfriend, and he admitted to her having a boyfriend, and she actually calls him by name, and it wasn't Joey. And she also says to the detective that Wade Wilson told her he killed people in the past, that he was a hitman. He was a hitman. And she just brushed it off. She told the detective, I just didn't believe him. I'm 36, he's 25. I thought he was just full of shit and that he was just talking shit. So we're going to hear Melissa Montanez, tell the detectives that Wade Wilson told her that he killed people. And she didn't believe it. And her friends told her, if you bail him out, he's going to kill somebody. And sure enough, within 5 days of her bailing him out, he killed 2 people. And that's a lot for anybody. You know, you can't predict something like that, but that's a lot. And you're going to see Mila very emotional when she hears that Kristine Melton was murdered, that there was one victim murdered. And it's going to be an emotional roller coaster. And don't prejudge Mila, because we don't know what her situation was at that time. We don't know what the relationship was. It was a 5 or 6 month relationship. All right. This is body cam footage courtesy of the Crime Atlas YouTube channel. It's an hour and 14 minutes long. I don't think we'll play it all, but we'll try to get to it. This is from the spa where Wade Wilson, after he murdered Kristine Melton, he went to the spa with his car and he tried to murder his girlfriend, Mila Montanez. He did assault her. And he basically ripped her dress off of her. So let's watch as the police roll up to the scene. And right now there's no sound until he gets out of the car. I will actually put closed captions on. This is right after he left.
Do we know where the gentleman went to?
No, yeah, he hit my car, which I haven't been over there to look, but
he didn't get anything.
I'll save it. Hey,
what's going on?
not much.
This guy's a nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she spent the night at my house because he took her car. So she spent the night at my house on the sofa, and he was calling her up. You're not at Amy's house. You're not at Amy's house. You fucking liar. I'm like, yes, she is, bro. She's right here on my bed because you took her car and won't give it back. Now he has her car, keys to her freaking place, didn't give any of that back. I'm like, Mila, you gotta get rid of this fucking guy. And I just met him last night.
So, what happened in the parking lot today?
Okay, so he was like, meet me at the spa, because she wanted to get her keys to get her car.
Mm-hmm.
So we pull in, and the second she walked up to the car, he started grabbing her. The second, like instantly.
Is it the red car over here?
No, that's my car.
Okay.
He didn't realize he wasn't in park, so he slowly gravitated and hit the corner of this white car. I knocked on the design studio to let them know, but nobody came out. It was just a slow roll and then think right into the back. It was like a black Corsica or something like that he was driving. Didn't do. I mean, it's got a little scuff right here. But I've now to her spa and her car, and he wouldn't tell her where her car is. It's a Hellcat. Brand new, she just got it. And from my understanding, because I was at the Buddha, that's where I found her. He left her last night, so that's how I wound up with her.
And that's her spa?
Yeah. Her boyfriend was manhandling her, and everyone saw it. Yeah, so.
Sorry, that's my office, and I just like.
Oh, yeah. And they were the ones that kind of,
Go ahead. And you witnessed the whole thing?
Oh, yeah. There was like 7 or 8 witnesses. Just right there.
She basically said, this is her friend Amy, where she slept at the night Wade Wilson left her at the Buddha bar and stole her car, basically. She basically said he manhandled her, beat her all over the place. And this is a good look at the actual location where he pulls in with Kristine Melton's car after he murdered her Nissan Versa. And he pulls into this parking lot, and that's where the scuffle ensues, where he tries to get Mila in the car, and he tells her, basically, I would have killed you if you got in that car. He told her that on a jailhouse phone call just a day or two later. He said, if you would have gotten that car and there wasn't that many people around, I would have killed you.
Just happened like 10 minutes ago. Thank you.
You know what I'm going to ask you?
Yeah.
Spell your last name.
It's blurred out. The noise is out because they're protecting her identity.
Everything else I already know. All right.
Just got out of jail like 3 days ago. Whoever he is. I just met him yesterday. His name is Wade something.
Okay. And he's in a black, like Corsica?
Yeah. Black. Versa.
Oh, great.
Sir, license plate. But he's probably going to ditch that car and go to Mila's car.
She's got a Hellcat. Huh? She's got a Hellcat. She just bought.
Mila.
Is it a white guy?
So that's in the teal shirt right here where my cursor is. This is Mila. So she's being hugged by this woman. And you could see Mila right here. Her dress, according to her testimony, that her dress was ripped right off of her by Wade Wilson trying to get her into the car. Hey, Jen, no, good to see you. Jeep Girl, thank you for being here. Thank you for being a great moderator and friend. Hope you're feeling better from your cancer treatment. Everybody give Jeep Girl some love and support, some prayer emojis, maybe some strength emojis in the chat. Thank you, Stacy.
Amy, you'll write a statement, right?
Thank you, Vicky. Jones, my pleasure. Thank you for the super love.
Released to other agency. Yeah, that warrant out of county.
Okay, so they were just saying there, released to another agency. He has a warrant. Wade Wilson has a warrant out of another county. That's what we just heard them say right there. They're running his information in the computer to see what they're dealing with. And at this time, the police do not know that Wade Wilson murdered Kristine Melton. But what they're going to find out is that they have him in her car because they're going to run the plate, I believe, and find out it comes back to her.
So he just got out of jail on that warrant?
He's been out for 5 days.
They've only been together.
So this is Mila on the floor. She's sitting down right here. Wade Wilson was out of jail. He got bailed out by Mila herself. 5 days, and this is what we got.
5 months.
India Alpha 93 November Papa, that is IA 93.
So if there's barely any damage to the car, can you do me a favor? Ask that lady to come out and look at her car, the one in here. Okay. And yeah, the white one. Yeah, the white Kia.
How many of you folks would rather have the green and black closed captioning on, or would you rather have it off? Some of it is not accurate, but if you want the closed captioning, press a 1. If you'd rather it removed, press a 2, because I see it's covering parts of Mila and parts of some of the people. Let me know in the chat. I'll let you guys make the decision. 1 for the closed caption, 2 to ixnay on the open nay.
Yeah, right here.
I don't know.
But is it registered to you?
No. One of my friends signed it for me.
And it's a brand new Dodge Hellcat?
2015.
So this is a good look at the spa. And her spa is up on the second floor. He hit this car, this white car right here. He hit this car, and this is probably where the whole struggle happened right here, or somewhere where these officers are standing. Because the owner of this car is that girl, Amy. She said, he hit my bumper, but there's not much damage. Mila just said it's a 2015. This was in 2019. So she had a 4-year-old Dodge Hellcat, and she said that her friend registered it for it, wasn't registered in her name. Just so you guys know. I'm going to keep the closed caption on because everybody voted. The 1s outweighed the 2s. Sorry, everybody who voted 2. Shout out to the Crime Atlas.
We'll divert from that call. You can move back.
You can see the sign right up here. It says Mila Spa right there.
Al 4, want to sign a report number, please?
Okay, this is going to be the police officer who makes contact with Wade Wilson a few hours after this incident. Again, up until this point, they still don't know that Kristine Melton was murdered, and they also do not obviously know that Diane Ruiz, she was still alive at this time. After Wade Wilson takes off, and we see actually the cop try to find him, just so you guys know, this is protocol for this police department to not chase somebody for a battery, for an assault. They call it a simple assault. I don't call it a simple assault, but that's what it's referred to. So for their department guidelines, they're not allowed to actively pursue somebody. And we heard this testimony in the trial in during prime hours or whatever. It was a Monday, 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning. And for safety and liability reasons, they don't want anybody else to get hurt. And they let him actually get away. Because he got away, we know what happens shortly after that. He gets away and he kills Diane Ruiz. Welcome, Jumpsuit.
How you doing? What's going on, man? You're waiting on your girlfriend? Oh, okay. That's no problem. No, I got a call. Somebody was sitting in their car and everything like that.
Oh,
so.
no. We own Mila's spot. She's coming now.
Oh, okay. She's on her way now?
Yeah, we own Mila's spot right there.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We were going to go to Jersey.
Okay. L41 to bike 5.
So this is a perspective that we never got to see, actually, thanks to the Crime Atlas for putting on closed captions. So I'm going to take it off. But you see that the backup is this guy on a bike, this police officer on a bike patrol. And this is the backup that the police officer was waiting for that never arrived in time to actually apprehend Wade Wilson. If there was another cruiser that pulled up and parked right here, he probably wouldn't have been able to get out. But we can't Monday morning quarterback this thing. Welcome, Jumpsuit Pablo, in the chat. Good to see you, brother. Thank you for being here.
ETA? Copy, I'm 1012.
Thank you, Breezy.
I'll explain to you when my partner gets here, okay? Yeah. About this morning. Say again?
So this is good because you get to hear what this monster is saying. Wade Wilson was asking this cop, can I call my girlfriend on your phone? That's how messed up he was at this time. And that's how delusional he was. He's asking this cop, can I use your phone to call my girlfriend? Unbelievable. Jeep Girl, thank you for gifting a membership. Much appreciated. And thank you for the super chat. Vicky Thomas, thank you for gifting memberships earlier. Thank you for all the support and love here on Crime Time with DutyRon and Ed.
Yeah, I can do that. But I'm just waiting for my partner to get here. Yeah, absolutely. And here's what's going to happen. Is the car running? Shut the car off for me. It's off. I'm going to detain you until I figure out what exactly is going on.
I'm just waiting on my girlfriend, too. I told you. I don't want to be harassed.
Wait, you don't want any trouble from me because you're on probation, okay? Okay, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm going to have you step out of the car, and I'm going to detain you. Not arrest. Detain you right now, okay? And I can't have any problems. You understand me? All right. What's that? Bike 5, I'm at Joe's Crab Shack in the parking lot.
He's like, can you call my girlfriend so she could tell you that I just beat the crap out of her? I mean, this officer obviously knows about the battery because he tells him here. But like, what did Wade Wilson think that cop was going to do? Is like call Mila and say, hey, Mila, I got Wade here. He just wants to confirm that he just beat the shit out of you. And obviously this cop knew what he did. Again, we can't Monday morning quarterback this thing, but if this cop or if there were other backups close by and they took this guy down, I hate to say it, Diane Ruiz would still be alive. And that's the sad part about watching this, because we have to think, what if this cop would have got aggressive and ripped him out of that car, take him down at gunpoint, or tasered him or whatever? Diane Ruiz would be still with us today.
I will. I give you my word. No. I have to detain you. By our procedures, I have to detain you. Because of the battery this morning. There wasn't any battery?
Of course not. He never does anything wrong.
I will. No. Just relax. Let me see the keys to the car. Let me see the keys to the car. Keys. Wait, we're not going to have any problems. Just give me the keys to the car.
He ain't giving him the keys.
Wade.
Sir, I didn't do anything to you. All right, please.
Just wait till my partner gets here. L41, gonna need a couple more units.
He starts the
Don't
car.
go anywhere. Hey.
Alpha 88, we are out in there.
Don't do it. He's in his car. He's attempting to take off. Back up. Yes, please. He's taking off, Fort Myers. Just ran a stop sign going up towards McGregor.
What's the vehicle description?
Black Nissan Versa. I'm off of him. He signaled 12. It's only a battery charge.
Okay, right there. Okay, it looks like he was gonna pursue him, but he said I'm off, meaning I'm off the pursuit. He signaled 12, and that's probably a code for them saying that they're going to terminate this pursuit. He said it's only battery, and at that time, the charges that he would have been looking at from, that he beat Mila would have been misdemeanor charges, not felony, because she didn't have a broken nose and there was no stitches or anything like that. She was just, beaten about the body, bruised. And we'll see her in a little bit. But because it was a misdemeanor and the department policy of this guy did his job. He was following department guidelines. And I know that's hard to soak in right now because Diane Ruiz lost her life. But I've been in this position before. In New York City Police Department, you're not allowed to pursue anybody unless it's for a felony, or someone shot, someone stabbed, something bad. And even then, they terminate the pursuits because of liability. What if someone is walking there across the street with a carriage with their child and you're chasing them? Many times people lose their lives like that. So that's why this happened. It's not because the cop didn't want to pursue him. He just followed his department guidelines. And this cop had, I think, 12 or 13 years on the job at the time. Yeah, we could argue that he could have been more aggressive with him, but he was solo and he did what was safest for him. But if he had a taser, or if he had mace, or if he had a nightstick, or he could have gone non-lethal and pulled his taser out and said, I'm going to tase you. But maybe it was against their guidelines as well. So we don't know. I'm going to let the rest of this play, and we're going to see him try to look for Wade Wilson, and then slowly, and then just gives up. Correct. JPC, absolutely. There is no crystal ball. We can't say shoulda, coulda, woulda.
He went down Bayside. Bike 5, he went down Bayside.
Hello, Tina. Cup of Joe. Good to see you.
He appears to be stopping now.
Alpha 8, we just.
He thinks it's him, but it's not him.
On Clifford.
He continued down Parkway. That was an identical car, but he turned. He's still on. He went down Parkway.
Yeah, he. As a matter of fact, Chris, he not only got defiant, he started the car up, and that's how the cop knew he was going. And did you see the police officer grab the door handle to try to open that door? If that door wasn't locked, Wade Wilson would have just driven off. But if it wasn't locked and it wasn't in gear, potentially there could have been a scuffle, and who knows who would have gotten the better of each other. Like I said, that cop, Wade Wilson, could have killed him. You know, he was on drugs. He already killed one person. He was violent with Mila. He would have been violent with that cop. I don't doubt that he would have fought that cop. So let's watch the rest of this, and then we'll see Mila get interviewed in the police station.
Alpha 8, we're off of him. I'm just looking to see if he's in the area.
All right, so now this is Mila inside the interview and interrogation room. She's being interviewed, not interrogated. There's no windows in these types of rooms. It's a small closed room, and this is where you interview anybody who you're going to potentially either arrest or suspect of a crime. This is where all the interviews take place for this police department. And again, I'm going to put the closed captions on because she talks fast and the police officer talks kind of low. So let's listen in. This is right after the incident, and I have to assume that Diane Ruiz was already murdered at the time that this interview was going on, because he murdered her a very short time after that police officer lost him. That was his next course of action after being lost by that police officer. He went and came across Diane Ruiz just walking on the street, and the rest we know what happens. Good to see you, Jennifer Nobles. Thank you for being here. Hello, Rabbit.
This is the case detective.
Melissa Montanez.
And he's going to be speaking with you. All right. She was charging her phone. Her phone was about to die.
You want the charger back right now?
Are you done?
I can be.
Okay, yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Nope.
No, you're good.
Yep.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Good luck to you, man.
Thank you.
All right, Melissa.
Okay.
I'm Alex Reno. All right, I'm a detective with Cape Coral Police.
Okay.
I'm gonna have a lot of questions.
Welcome, Rock Chuck. Welcome.
I'm used to it. Okay.
I know you've given them a lot of information. You've given them your name and everything else, but if I can get a lot of that stuff again, I'm really appreciated. What is your full legal name?
Melisa. Last name Montanez. Montanez.
Do you have a middle name?
Lynn.
What's your date of birth? 5.24. Okay. What's your address?
All right, so they mute that. She's 36 years old. Wade Wilson was 25 at the time in 2019.
And that's Fort Myers. I don't know the zip though.
That is Fort Myers.
People are asking in the chat, why is she whispering? She says to the detective that she was punched in the face here on this side, and that her lip and her mouth was swollen. So I don't know if that's why, but this stops after a little while. She starts to talk regular.
Yeah, but I'm not sure the zip.
Is that a house, apartment, or what?
It's a Reflection Lake, so it's kind of like the house in the development.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah.
What do you live there with?
Glenn, the guy downstairs.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's his last name?
Hey, YouTube bad actors. Thanks for joining. Thank you for being here.
I have a busted mouth, so I'm talking funny.
Oh,
Yeah, he
I'm
busted
sorry.
it this morning. It's okay.
How's your shoulder, Kiwi?
And is Glenn a roommate or what?
Roommate, he would like to be more, but he's just a roommate.
Okay.
After he hit me the first time, I moved in with him, and he's been a little bit too, and I always knew that I'd get back with Wade when he got out of jail, and that's what happened. He's not very happy that I got back with him, obviously, but
Glenn isn't.
yeah, he's only been out for 5 days, and this already happened to me again.
So she confirms here that he was out 5 days. And yes, she started out whispering. It was weird when I first listened to this. And I only listened to it once. And then she stopped the whispering. I don't know why she was doing that, but who knows? I don't know. Maybe she didn't think she could talk full strength here. But she does talk full strength. She talks about Wade Wilson and about his bisexual, homosexual tendencies to date men, which was shocking to hear. And she also talks about him telling her that he murdered people in the past. And this detective was very concerned about that, because you tell a detective that someone you're with said to you that they murdered someone in the past, that raises up suspicion. And I'm kind of surprised that they didn't question her a little bit more here after she said that towards the end. But they did take her phone. They did a complete search warrant and scrubbing of her iPhone. I think she said she had an iPhone 8. But if there was any type of situation where Mila was involved in anything, the police would have not let her freely leave if they felt. So she basically helped them, solidify their case with all the information that she had on her phone. He called her with Kristine Melton's cell phone, and the data that she provided them willingly, with no questions, helped them to solidify and tighten up their case.
Now, Wade
Stephen Wilson.
And one other thing too, she says to the detective, "You're going to download my phone," and I when I first heard it, I was like, "Oh, this is not good." That she's saying she's worried about them downloading a phone, and she looked the detective right in the face and she said, "Well, I have several nude pictures on my phone." So she was just embarrassed about the nudes on her phone. But when she first said, "Oh, you're going to take my phone? My business it's my business. It's my lifeline of my business." And then he's like, "Yeah, I have to take it." And then she says, "Well, I have nudes on there. Can I delete them?" And he said, "No." So
Wade Stephen Wilson.
5/20/94.
How do you know Wade? How long have you known Wade?
Boyfriend, 6 months.
Boyfriend, 6 months.
He's been in jail, incarcerated 3.5 of those.
Here in Lee County?
He beat me up and I put him in jail here. And then I didn't want to go through the court, so I dropped the charges, but he had a charge on West Palm for 2nd-degree felony stolen property.
So he had a warrant out for that arrest?
He didn't have a warrant, but his bond was revoked when he had picked up a charge here. Okay. So when his bond was revoked, I'm sorry, it's still hard to talk. When his bond was revoked, he went to West Palm. He served his time. He served, went to court, got time served plus probation. When he got out of there, he had another bond in Key Marathon. So they took him to Key West jail. And then that was driving on the license, 2nd time suspension. Sorry, my teeth and everything. And then they released him, and then me, stupid enough, went down 5 days ago and got him.
Down from Marathon, from Key West.
Yeah, Marathon. Well, Key West jail is where they took him, but then he had court in Marathon. Okay. So he did the court and got out and called me, and I drove down to Marathon and got him.
Down and picked him up. That was 5 days ago.
Yes.
What day do you remember?
That's going to be a little rough. Let me think. I think it's the 1st or 2nd. Not exactly sure.
So the 1st was on
Tuesday. It's either Tuesday or Wednesday. I can't really remember.
Okay.
I think it was the 2nd, but I'm not 100% sure.
On October 1st or 2nd.
I don't know. You guys tell me where the chat,
okay. So then
where it's better.
And then we come here. Then I keep him at I own a day spa, so I let him stay there, and I stayed with him those nights before last night, because I kind of wanted to see how he would act. I didn't know if he would hit me again. I didn't know if it was jail talk or whatever, or if he missed me. And things started falling apart kind of quick. He never hit me, but I already saw that he was already wanting to do bad things. He wanted to do drugs and wanted to sell drugs and just different stuff. So it just, I already saw it falling apart.
While you were staying at the spot.
Day 2, day 3.
What did you guys do the past 5 days when you guys?
Yeah, we did good things. We worked out. He's a personal trainer. He worked me out. Just in the spa, you know, we did push-ups, and he worked on my abs, and he worked out, and I did a lot of work. I sent him away while I did work.
Where would he go?
There was like then I am in Mila's spot, and there's a bail bondsman right here.
Okay.
The bail bondsman and him went to like a park, and they worked out together. I'm not sure which park it was. Centennial, because he told me there was a different park. So he'd do something like that. He'd take the dog for a walk. We would go over and drink at Stevie B's, the next door neighbors. We went out to eat a few times. Just normal things, you know. Did
he do any drugs the past 5 days?
Yes. No, he got a hold of, we were at some gas station, and somehow he asked this person for Molly, and they had, or I don't know if he asked for Molly. Anyways, he showed up with Molly. He had that.
Showed up.
So we know now that on that day, on that Sunday, that they were at a gas station, and he just happened to talk to somebody at the gas station, and he bought Molly's from him. And we all know what Molly's do, right? So he was popping Molly's that day.
Where?
In the car. Like, I was pumping gas, and he went to get a Black and Mild, and he came back with a Molly. Like, he doesn't know anybody in this town. Like, he just gets drugs like that. So yeah, he did Molly, and I think he got on coke once. And then the final night, last night, well, what day is it? Yeah, I guess it's last night. Yeah.
And that was Monday, 5:56.
Yeah, so last night we went to Buddha.
What time did you get to Buddha?
Roughly 11-ish, and I think we left around 2-ish. I'm not really sure about these times.
Oh. So you went to Buddha last night.
Mm-hmm. And then he wanted to go to like this house, like a drug house. And
when?
Okay, so for those of you who don't know what Molly is, it's like ecstasy. So it just kind of puts you in la la land. So I see that a lot of people are asking about it. So if you look it up, you could go and look it up. It's, you know, it's like an ecstasy derivative drug. It's lab made, synthetic. It's like methamphetamine. It's similar to the stimulants that are in meth. You know, and it could be a psychedelic drug. You know, when you take it, you know, there's altered visualization and time perception. You can make you feel energetic and alert and have increased sense of well-being, warmth and openness towards others, and so forth, and things of that nature. Read all about it if you want to look into it, but it's psychedelic, synthetic shit. I don't recommend anyone take it.
Like
a lot of people, like back in the day when you go to these EDC concerts, you'd see everybody on Molly's, and everyone, you get really dehydrated. You can get really dehydrated quickly on it.
Like closing time-ish, like 2-ish.
Mm-hmm.
I think the lights were on. I can't really remember. I was kind of drinking a little bit. And so, and I didn't want to go. Like, I didn't feel safe. I didn't feel comfortable. So he can't even, I drive a Hellcat. It's like a heavy stick shift, and he can't drive a stick shift. So somehow he got somebody to drive my car, and my girlfriend, Amy, saw me like walking around the parking lot, like aimlessly. She's like, I was like, I got left by my boyfriend, so she let me in her car, and then I slept on the couch at her house. He was blowing up my phone all night long. I didn't know because I was sleeping. And then in the morning,
this was last night.
Mm-hmm. And in the morning, I answer, and I could tell he's on drugs because he's calling me everything. You fucking bitch. You fucking lying whore. Like, you know, all these things. I can already tell something's up. He doesn't usually treat me this way.
And we know that Wade Wilson is paranoid by nature. His own step-parents said at age 13 and 14, he started doing drugs and getting very paranoid. Paranoid about beings, you know, like the father said he had to clear the garage at one point. He thought that there was an alien in the garage when he was a teenager. So this type of drugs and stuff does not help his already pre-existing conditions that he had already.
So I said, meet me at the spa. And then so I told Amy, because he's hit me before, I said, please don't leave me. I don't think he'll hit me. front of you. Let me get my keys to the Hellcat. Because he drove off. He told me he was in a different car. The Hellcat ran out of gas somewhere. So I said, okay, let me come get the keys. And then I told Amy, let me get the keys and you drive me in my Hellcat as soon as we figure out where it is. And then I tried to be sweet to him. I walked up to the window. She parked behind him. And I tried to
At the spot.
in the spot parking lot. And then I could tell he was getting agitated. And he said, get in the car. And so I just got scared and said no. And as soon as he noticed that I wasn't going to get in the car, he grabbed me and forced me up against the window and then holding me. And I started screaming for Amy. And Amy tells me later she was afraid she was starting to get hit yet. So she didn't interfere at all. So as soon as he grabs me, I start to kind of get away and my clothes start coming off. So I'm pretty much all visible. And then he starts noticing that he's losing grip, I think, like the threads or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So then he opens the car door, forgets to put the car in park.
This is the Hellcat.
No, this is the
Hellcat.
The Hellcat ran out of gas.
Where?
Well, we eventually found it. It was on McGregor, next to the churches on the left. There was a road to the right, and it was right there. We eventually found it. We were cruising up and down McGregor just searching.
So, I mean, we heard her testify in court about this, but she basically just told this detective that he was being so violent with her and forceful. He ripped her dress off of her. She said everything was exposed. She pointed to her body and said, my dress came off of me. And we saw her in the body cam footage. She was wearing a long T-shirt that somebody must have lent her or gave her. And she put a long, a T-shirt on at the scene, and she was sitting on the ground with it, and her friend was hugging her. So she's describing how erratic he was and how violent he was that morning after killing Kristine Melton.
Me and Glenn and Amy also found it, sent pictures of it too. So, but we wouldn't have found it if he wouldn't have, at the end of the whole conversation, I was ignoring his phone calls toward the end, and he said, Mila, please answer my phone call and I'll tell you where your car is. And he said, so I answered, and he told me just cruise up and down McGregor. His version was on the left going toward the beach after the Buddha. That's not where it was at all, but thank God we saw it. So, but anyways, once he saw that fabric was slipping, he opens the car door, gets out of the car, but he forgets to put the car in park. So he tackles me to the ground, and the car's almost trying to run over us. So I'm trying to get out of the way of the car. He's got me all up and down on the pavement, and just threatening to kill me, threatening to get in the car, saying he's already going to kill me. I'm just struggling my best to not get in the car, because the last bad incident, he had me hands tied behind my back, choking me, beating me, raping me for 6 hours.
So this is another thing that was shocking the first time around, is Mila said prior to this that Wade Wilson held her, choked her, and raped her for 6 hours in the past. And this is a prime example of domestic violence and how the repeated cycle happens. And I'm going to back it up a little bit, because raping her and beating her and having her tied up for 6 hours, and she still bailed him out of jail 5 days before this incident. And you're going to hear Mila cry and tell this detective, if I didn't bail him out, he wouldn't have killed these people. I feel guilty. She felt horrible. But who could have predicted that? He is a monster. And she knew that he was a monster. He told her that he killed in the past, but she didn't believe him. She thought he was just being a young whippersnapper. She's 36, he was 25, and that he was just trying to act tough. You'll hear her say that. But listen to this.
Was on the left going toward the beach after the Buddha. That's not where it was at all, but thank God we saw it. So, but anyways, once he saw that fabric was slipping, he opens the car door, gets out of the car, but he forgets to put the car in park. So he tackles me to the ground, and the car's almost trying to run over us. So I'm trying to get out of the way of the car. He's got me all up and down on the pavement, and just threatening to kill me, threatening to get in the car, saying he's already going to kill me. I'm I'm just struggling my best to not get in the car, because the last bad incident, he had me hands tied behind my back, choking me, beating me, raping me for like 6 hours. So I knew once I got in the car, I might not see anything again.
I was shocked that the detective didn't say to her, "Did you report that? Did you report that rape, as you called it? Did you report that crime?" And I was so surprised. I know that he's trying to get information to set up a timeline, but like, he has that pad and paper there. I would have written down, look, circle back to this rape and unlawful imprisonment for 6 hours. And let's add these charges onto this scumbag. But he never goes back and mentions it again. So, I mean, this is just things that I think of from, my interviews in like this that I've done with complainants. And if somebody would have said that to me, man, I would have revisited that. I would have let her keep talking, but I would have definitely got more information on that.
All right. Okay, go ahead.
So then eventually I start making my way up to the spa, because I think it's safer to be in the spa than the car. So Amy keeps yelling at me not to go to the spa, because she thinks as soon as I get in the spa, that's when it's really going to go. So I keep holding onto the railing. He eventually drags me up, and then he punches me as hard as he can right here, like in the face. And somehow when he punched like that, I was able to kind of like maneuver around the back and run, and then run to like the neighboring business. And that's how I got away. And then he jumped in the car and left.
Okay.
Sorry, that was drawn out.
No.
Okay.
We're going to get into more details
Okay.
here in a little bit. So, and have you talked to him ever since?
Mm-hmm. He's been blowing my phone up.
You haven't seen him though since that happened. Okay. So now let's rewind.
Okay.
All right. What did you guys do all day yesterday? Yesterday was Sunday.
Sunday. Sorry, my days are blending together. Sunday. We woke up really late, like bad late, like 2:00 or something like that.
At the spa.
Yeah, if I'm thinking of the right day. Then I had an appointment. I own a spa, but I also, with some of my favorite clients, I'll go to the house if they already have the setup. Mm-hmm. And I had an appointment at the Forest Country Club. So I went to the Forest Country Club and made some money. I only had about an hour until my next appointment, so we went food shopping real fast.
Where was he at when you went to?
He said the spa. He said
at the spa?
Yeah.
Okay.
He said he was going to go work out, but he said he didn't have enough to eat, so he went back to the spa and he went back to sleep. So I went to my appointment. We came back. I said, let's go to Publix. Oh yeah, okay, it's all coming back to me. So we went to Publix and we went food shopping, like for the spa. Then I had appointments for 2 in a row, like 2 back-to-back appointments. So I thought at the time. And then he had just gone out of jail, so 5 days ago. So I had all his clothes and they were all dirty. So I dropped him off at the Queen, I can look it up if I have to, laundry, and got his laundry started. But then I pushed my other appointment back to 8:30 so that I...
Shelley, thank you for that comment. And I'm so sorry that you've been in that position. Right now, she's in a police station and she doesn't know if he's apprehended or not. But just the fact that she brought that up to this detective doesn't mean that after, because it's a very short time after this, he gets arrested. So once he's in custody, the statute of limitations are not in effect here. She could still have made that report, and those additional charges could have been added in or added against him after the fact. That's all I'm saying. But look, he's got death ×2. He's never going to see the light of day. He's done. Just pointing out some of the things that if I was doing this interview, what I would have done.
So he didn't want to stay there for 2 hours.
I'm saying 8:30 p.m.
Yeah.
Okay.
I pushed my other appointment back to 8:30. So I must have dropped him off around 7. So my appointment was 7:30 to 8:30. Something's wrong there. Okay. Anyways, one of my appointments was there. I dropped him off. He didn't want to stay there for 2 hours. So I told Alex, my next customer, come later so I could pick him back up and take him back to the spa. And then what happened then? And then where did he go? Oh yeah, I dropped him off. I didn't want Alex, to see him in the car because all my customers know that he beat me last time and he would intimidate them. So I dropped him off at Bayside Parkway.
Hey, let me just say this, Amy. Thanks for that. All of the secondary charges, although you hate to see them dropped, but they don't make a difference. His top charges, the murder first degree against Kristine Melton and murder first degree against Diane Ruiz, those are the 2 death sentences that he received. You can't kill him twice. So all of these other charges, the smuggling and all that stuff, is just a moot point. And I mean, although they consider that breaking or whatever the case may be, like it's just trivial at that point. So thanks for sharing, though.
Which is a comfortable spot next to my spa. And I told him, you can walk in the other room of my spa while I'm giving a massage if the light is on, the outside light. Mm-hmm. So I left the door open, the light on, and then, sorry, do you want me to turn it off?
No, that's
okay. I left the other side open, so I finished the massage, and then he was in there. I let my customer go. Then we get ready to go to the Buddha. No, we must have just laid around for a little while and watched Netflix, and then we went to the Buddha.
Did you guys start drinking at home?
We had a bottle of Patron. We started drinking a little bit.
Okay.
Wasn't
Do you
much.
remember how many shots you took?
No idea. Not many though. He drinks a lot more than I do. Like I with my new car, it's expensive. I don't drink. Like I'll do a little bit.
So then you guys he has a couple shots over at the spa.
Yeah.
What time do you guys leave to go to Buddha?
I'm thinking I don't know. I had to get ready, which takes me forever. So, and then we don't have a shower at the spa, so he was getting ready. He had to shave. I do hair extensions and stuff like that. So for some reason, 11:23 is in my brain, but I don't know why that's in my brain. Maybe that's what time it was when we were leaving the spa or something like that. I don't know. I feel like that's a good number, 11:23.
So you guys arrive at the Buddha before midnight?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Somewhere between 11 and 12.
Yes.
What'd you say?
Mm-hmm.
What happens there?
It's good. A200 is on stage. I know the band. I see Amy right away as soon as we walk in. Meet up with Amy. We just sit down for a little while, and then we order a few beers.
Was he with you and Amy?
Yeah. Well, he's wandering around talking to people. He's very social. And then I pretty much sit at the thing, at the table watching the band. And we just hang with friends and stuff like that. And then that's when he wanted to go get drugs at the drug house or something.
Okay. So while you guys are there, he's drinking.
Yeah, a little bit.
What
much.
Was it?
Michelob Ultra. Nothing special. And I think somebody bought us a Johnny Vegas. I don't know what's in that, but 2 of those.
And you saw him drink that?
Yeah.
Okay. The bar closes at what time?
I think 2.
It closes at 2. Mm-hmm. Okay. So near closing time, he's asking you to take him to a drug house?
Near closing time, he was talking to his guys. He goes, this guy wants to go to the house. He has all these different drugs. He had this. And he kept talking to me about trying to talk me into it. And I said, no, I don't want to go to a drug house,
So he wanted to go to that guy's house. He wanted you to go to that guy's house.
Yes. And I said, no. No, I don't want to do that. But he's very pushy. He's very forceful. And so I guess he knew that I wasn't going to do that. He took the keys. And then I see the Hellcat drive off. It's all kind of fuzzy for me.
Where were your keys at?
I don't ever carry a purse, so I just put my ID here. So every money and everything he always has. His pockets and stuff,
So he leaves in the Hellcat by himself.
No, he can't drive a stick shift, so he had somebody else with him.
Who?
I don't know.
What guy doesn't know how to drive a stick shift? I mean, I don't know. Almost everybody I knew how to drive a stick shift, and if they couldn't, they figured it out. I guess back in the day when I was a kid, there was many, many more manual transmission vehicles. I had a 73 Camaro, and that was a stick shift. Used to do the whole shots all the time. Pop the clutch, right? Angela S. is in the chat and is always here. I need a couple of extra hands tonight with the chat. I want to ask everyone to please don't victim blame. Don't come after Mila in the chat or anybody in the chat. If you do, I mean, it's going to be just an automatic timeout. I just don't appreciate it because we are not in her shoes at this time. Remember, this was 2019, and we all grow as these things go on. So I'm just asking everyone to please be respectful in this chat. Mila really helped this investigation as it unfolded. She cooperated with the police, and that's really what we look for as detectives and investigators. So, Angela, if you don't mind, I'd like to add you tonight as a honorary moderator for a little bit, just to look at the chat and look it over. If you're good with it, I'll add you. All right, let's listen to the rest of this.
Male, female?
This is a fuzzy memory, so don't hold me accountable for it. I feel like it was a car full of people.
In the Hellcat?
Yeah, I feel like it was like a party going on in there. Like, that's just my memory. Like, but I would say it's a little fuzzy.
And you stayed back?
Yeah, I stayed back, and Amy saw me wandering around, and she put me in her car, and I went to sleep on her couch.
You went to sleep? Where does Amy live?
It's called Golf Drive, but I don't know the numbers.
You don't know where?
Fort Myers. Well, that's the name of the street, though. Golf Drive. It's in Fort Myers.
Okay, so you go there and you stay there for the night.
Mm-hmm. And then we wake up, and then
So what time did you wake up?
I think around 8 something. On my phone shows everything. This is him. No caller ID all day. That's him all day long. So I'm thinking I woke up around. See, this is him calling all night. But that's him. But that's not why he's calling. Maybe the Shepherd Barbara is him too. Because that's the girl. That's the girl. Somebody said he killed this girl, Kristine Melton.
Who said
So that Kristine Melton's phone and her call on Mila's caller ID, and the detective questions it here. On Mila's phone log, it says Kristine Melton. And you know how, like, when sometimes people call you that are not in your call log, it comes up automatically on the phone if they subscribe to having their information. Like, if you don't say, I want my phone private, you could do that through the settings in your phone and on your carrier. But it's actually in her phone, which Mila points out here. Remember, this is shortly after the assault at Mila Spa. So this is some hours later, but not much longer later. And she's giving the detective a look at her call log. And the detective questions Mila as to why her phone number comes up in her call log with Kristine Melton. And Mila was looking probably at social media, and it was probably all over the news that Kristine Melton's body was found in her home. So it was probably breaking on social media. And she said a bunch of girls were saying that she was killed. So she doesn't know for sure, but she was saying that people were talking about this. So she was probably looking at her social. And listen to what the detective says here. I guess he wasn't too savvy with the phone, but I mean, in 2019 and current day, if someone does call you and they have their stuff out there, it'll come up with their name.
I'll show you the messages.
Now,
Excuse me.
calling you from that phone at
Yeah.
6:02 in the morning.
And I'm not answering, see? So, oh, look, 8:45, that's when I finally do answer. And I think it's the same number.
Who's this?
I don't know. We could try it if you want to.
Yes, Wade Wilson was using Kristine Melton's. He stole her car and he stole her phone after he killed her, tried to wrap her up in a carpet or he told his father he tried to wrap her up and dispose of her, put her in the trunk or drag her out of the house, and he couldn't do it. So he wasn't able to get her out of the house, and he just left her there. But he was calling Mila from Kristine's phone that he stole.
But they keep calling now, so maybe it's another person. Maybe that's him too. I just want to call from him.
Now, I'm not familiar with Apple. Why is the name red?
I missed that call. The
Okay.
black is
But
me that
do
picked up.
you have the number saved to your phone?
No.
Is that why her name comes
No.
up? Is it
Oh,
just
shit, sorry.
or is it just a caller
No,
ID?
it's just the caller ID. It just shows.
She explains it
It
to him.
shows the name.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the first time I'm seeing this, guys. Today was the first time I saw it. Thanks to the
Yeah, he was called. Oh, I guess I
Crime
must have
Atlas.
answered it these times. No, but I don't remember doing that.
And where it says Wade husband.
He programmed that in himself
so
as
that's
his
from
number.
his phone.
Yeah,
And that
which
was
only
all the
works on
way
Wi-Fi.
That
So
was,
I must have been still awake at that time.
so that was all the way until 3:15 in the morning.
Yeah, maybe we were still at boot at that time. I'm a little fuzzy with the details about time and stuff. If you want to see the
Who's this?
number,
The Viviano.
no idea. I don't even remember answering that one. But like I said, I was drinking, so. If you want to see the number, all you have to do is click on that little eye thing.
Oh, okay. I can do it.
Yeah.
yeah, Shantae
And then if you
Inferno.
want to go back, you just have to hit.
I believe fully that Mila is lucky to be alive. And you know what? Mila is also a Navy vet. She served our country in the United States Navy. I didn't know that. So thank you for your service. I mean, there's a lot that Mila did on this day and the days after Wade Wilson murdered two innocent women, to help get justice for their families and for them, for the deceased. So I admire what she's done, because a lot of people would have a hard time getting up and testifying. And this is, she in this interview here, she was very honest and straightforward with this detective. And she had no problem with consenting to her phone being taken. And that shows that she had nothing to hide. What she was more concerned with is being embarrassed about the nude photos or videos or photos or whatever that was on her phone. I believe she talked about nude photos. And that was what she was most embarrassed about. But she's like, take my car, impound my car, because there was a woman's pair of shoes inside her Hellcat. And she said, those shoes were not mine. There's a pair of shoes in my car that are not mine. And so she did the right thing.
You don't know anyone in Delaware?
No. But because he has that burner phone, he was storing contacts in my phone instead of his. He didn't know that we would separate at the end of the night. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So Wade had a burner
Also,
phone.
you think those numbers are saved from last night?
No, they're not saved. Some of them he saved. Yeah, he took my phone and he was making friends, and he would type in their numbers and stuff on my phone. So that Tank 1%er or percenter, I don't know, he must have saved that in and called him or something.
Okay. Has he?
Yeah, he's called up.
Where's his number from?
That's that girl again, but it's showing up different. See?
Did you answer that though? Is that why it shows black at 8:45 in the morning?
It says outgoing, incoming, outgoing. Oh, but look, not too many seconds. So probably not. Probably was canceled or something. I don't know.
Did you talk to him when he called you from that number?
Yeah. This number I've been talking to before he tried to hurt me. And then all of a sudden, once he tried to hurt me, it went to no caller IDs. So he was okay using the number until he started hurting me.
He blocked his phone after he hurt her. She's being very helpful with the description here.
And I have messages on my phone saying he's going to kill me and shit too. So.
When was the last time you called you?
Hey, Robbie, how are you, bud?
That might be, I don't know. This one, I'm thinking it might be him, right? Because that was in the 3 a.m.s, and I didn't answer that one. That was just recently.
Who's the inmate caller?
That is one of his friends from Marathon, where he was released from. That was telling me not to get back with him because he would end up beating me again. He called and I said yes.
Is this the one you just accidentally dialed?
Yes, accidentally just now.
But the last time Shepard Barbara called was at 4:13.
That might be him because that was also at 3 a.m. phone call. Sorry, can I stand up for a second?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry.
Can we get back in?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Just do that. Oh, gosh. I've been sitting forever now.
Cinnabon says, anybody in the kiosk club in the chat?
Okay.
So he leaves the Buddha in your car.
Yeah. And there was a lot of noise coming from the car. That's why I'm just the whole aura. You know, when you're drinking a little bit, you're not really sure what's going on. I'm pretty sure it was a car full of people.
Yeah, I mean, look, Mila is 11 years. He's 25. She's 36 at this time. So he's older. I don't know about his prior girlfriends, about their ages, but I believe that one that I did see on the internet, I think she was a dog groomer or dog trainer. She appeared to be a little older older than him as well. So maybe he did, I don't know. Rock Fox says, yep, Long John Wilson. There you go. That's from Jumpsuit Pablo, the kiosk club.
And then when I picked up my car this morning, there was shoes that are not mine, that are females in the car.
When what? I'm sorry?
When I finally found my car, there are 2 women's shoes in my car that are not mine.
When you found your car, there were women's shoes in there that were not yours.
Yes.
Okay.
So I don't know who left without their shoes.
Give me just a couple minutes. Okay. Let me just
All right. So after this detective leaves now, this is where it actually picks up and gets a little heavy, because he goes on to tell her that that there was a woman murdered. And basically, Mila starts to really get emotional. So this picks up pretty quickly after this.
So I looked this girl up. Once we found her name, I found her on Facebook. Do you think she's missing?
Just as Kristine Melton?
Yeah, I looked her up. That's her hometown is in Illinois, Ithaca, Illinois. And the number is coming from Aurora, Illinois. Do you think that could possibly be her?
I mean, we have detectives working this.
So Mila, while this detective was out of the room, did some of her own snoop-a-looping. She snoop-a-looped. So she searched on Facebook for Kristine Melton, and she handed the detective and said, "Could you think this detective knows already?" But he just played it off. Like, I don't know.
Over in the cave. They just sent me here to talk to you.
So you don't know if anybody's missing or not yet?
We don't know yet. Not 100% sure.
I feel so horrible. If I wouldn't have picked him up from jail, none of this would have happened. I hope nobody's dead on my hands like this. This is horrible.
She says, "I feel horrible. I hope nobody's dead on my hands like this. If I hadn't taken him out of jail, if she didn't bail him out of jail, none of this would have happened." And this is where it starts to hit her. And we're going to see Mila get real emotional here.
Horrible. Everybody told me, Mila, if you let him out of jail, he's going to kill you or some other girl.
Everybody told me, that means her friends, if you let him out of jail, if you bail him out, he's going to kill you or somebody else or some other girl. And sure enough, unfortunately, in a very eerie fashion, it happened.
Horrible.
Okay, so he leaves the Hellcat.
Yes.
Let's get back to that. around closing time.
Yeah.
You talk. He calls you.
I don't think so. No.
Well, you
Oh,
said you could hear a lot of people in the background.
No, like leaving. Like he didn't call me. I could hear him. Like I saw the Hellcat leaving, and it was like loud, like voices, laughter
Coming from the vehicle.
Yes. And he did not call me. I actually tried to call him, couldn't get a hold of him, was pissed off I couldn't get a hold of him, sent some dirty text messages saying, I'm so fucking mad at you and all this different stuff. And then that's when Amy found me and took me back to her house.
Okay.
Then I fell asleep, and then I missed all those calls.
Okay. You wake up at,
I guess 8:45.
you wake up at 8:45. 8:45, you see all the missed calls.
Mhm.
Did you call him?
I
At 8:45?
I woke up and I think I turned my phone on ringer, and then he called me, and then I answered to a very angry Wade, cussing me out and everything like that.
Thank you, Rock Joe.
And
Where does he call you from?
he calls me from
Thank you, Melly.
845 one.
Thanks, Vic.
That one. That's her number again. The 630.
That's where he calls you from at 8:45.
Mm-hmm. And then that's the last time I talked to him. I don't know. What is this? All this? I don't know why it's mentioned as no caller ID, because I can't remember exactly what time the incident happened. It's hard for me to believe that it happened this fast. I think it was more, no, because I called Glenn. It must have happened this fast because I'm already calling Glenn, telling him what happened at 9:32. My head's all messed up with my timeline, you know? I just can't imagine it happened so quickly. Because as soon as he hurt me, it went to no caller ID.
Okay. So he calls you from that number.
Mm-hmm.
He's pissed off at you.
Amen.
At what point do you go to the spot? And
I have to round up Amy right away. Amy kind of took a little while getting ready, and we charged my phone. It was dying. And then as soon as she got in the car, I can't remember if she took the dogs. Oh, no, she took the dogs out afterwards. Okay. So we get in the car, and she drives me to the spot.
She drives you to the spot. Do you remember what time you got to the spot?
No, but I'm thinking it's between
Somewhere between
8:45 and
8:45
9:11.
and 9:11 you get to the spot.
Yeah, well, because he starts calling at 9:11, and 8:45 is where I tell him I'm going to meet him at the spot. I just kind of feel like I've called him. In my head, I feel like I talked to him a few times saying I'm almost at the spa. I don't know why that's, like I said, my memory's playing tricks on me right
Could it
now.
have been text messages?
Maybe. No, because maybe. If you can check. Messages. Can't think of any text.
Folks, I'm watching the chat. I'm on it. Angela, I'll talk to you tomorrow about modding, but don't worry, guys. I'll take care of it. I'm watching the chat.
It would be around mommy to happen afterwards. Doesn't look like it unless that's him. No, it doesn't look like it. I don't know. I feel like I say I'm almost at the spot. I don't know where it would have went. So I don't know. Okay.
All right. So that's when he shows up at the spot. You meet him over in the parking lot.
He pulls in a black car. I'm wondering whose car it is. Amy pulls in.
Did you ever ask him whose car it was?
No, because I was trying to calm him down, and that would have angered him. I was trying to be like, it's okay. Well, let's go to the spa. Let's get some sleep. You know, he's like, get in the car. Like, very forceful, get in the car. Like, no matter what I said, it was just on repeat, get in the car. And he got more and more angry, and he was sweating, like drug sweating kind of thing. And his eyes were doing that crazy thing. So
This was around 8:45.
Thank you, Dollar.
that was camera. No, it's just
Okay. Did you see anything
like what?
inside the car? Anything on his hands? Did he look hurt?
Amy, on the other hand, said it looked like he had battled. When he came out to attack me, she said he already was messed up.
Messed
had
up how?
Battle wounds, like marks across his back and stuff.
He didn't have a shirt on?
No, he was shirtless. I don't remember.
What was he wearing?
I don't. I was trying to think that too. I don't remember. If I could just guess, I think it was.
I don't want you to guess.
Okay.
I mean, unless
I don't know.
You know for sure what he was wearing.
Spa is.
I just want to assure everybody in the chat here, there's all kinds of speculation and people speculating about what Mila did or does inside her spa. At this point, for me, I'm covering the actual crime that Wade Wilson committed. And if Mila was committing crimes inside her spa, like what people are alluding to, I would hope and I would imagine that the police, if anything was illegal going on or anything, this would have highlighted it in 2019 and she would have been arrested. So I'd have to tell you as a police professional that there's nothing going on illegal that she's doing or has done. If that was the case, there would be arrests. So let's just use common sense when it comes to that. And I just want to thank everyone for being civil in the chat. Just want to address that and put that out there. She helped bring justice for these two victims that Wade Wilson murdered. And that's what counts.
It's attached to 6 other businesses. Maybe they have cameras as well. Like it's like a big building, like with 7 units in it.
Thank you, Heather.
So we don't even know if somebody's dead yet.
No, again, we have other detectives working over in Cape Coral. So we're trying to find this girl and trying to find him and just.
Should I try to message her and see if she's alive?
No. You said that, or someone told me that someone messaged you and said that she was dead.
I'll show you. It's his ex-girlfriend.
Who's his ex-girlfriend?
Kelly, I don't know her last name. Kelly something. But this is, she always bothers me about him, but this is what's up. Let me think. Let me find it. Okay. All right. Somewhere right around here, you can start reading it.
Where does she live?
She is in Tallahassee, I think.
Okay, so what does it start?
It kind of starts, she's asking me what, like pretty much, because he tied her up for 6 hours, gagged her right around there. So she wants to know me to take pictures of what happened to me. And then he's beat me before. So then it starts right around there.
Who's Gray? She is?
I'm sorry? Oh yeah, Gray is her, blue is me.
Okay, so she's saying they're saying he killed someone who's
That's a negative. That's a big no. 100% no.
dead.
See, I don't know. She's being very vague.
Oh, okay.
And she kind of gets down into it.
He told some dude named Josh. He did. And there's like 40 cops looking for him.
See, Kristine, but she spelled it wrong.
Okay, follow. Who's Tommy?
Tommy's my ex-boyfriend who introduced me to Wade. And the news travels fast within them. As soon as something happens, they all update each other. It's kind of like a small circle.
Good night, Crystal. Thank you for being here.
What's Mateo Graphics?
Mateo Graphics is Josh Lukic, however you say his name. Business. It's in Hancock Parkway.
The detective's looking through her phone. Welcome in from New Zealand, kia ora.
He punched you inside of the car?
No, but he punched me in it. Oh, did he break your nose? No, he punched me in the nose, is what I said.
No, I know, but
No, he got out of the car.
Well, apparently because we're the freaking interview just said, did they let you go? Because I asked for a pic. No, I'm still here. Then sent a pic inside of the room. Did he kill someone? They found blood in the trunk of a car, and that's her asking or telling you. You asked who said that, and she said Josh. Did he break your nose? And you
No,
said
he punched
nobody.
me in the nose instead of in the nose.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. So I'm not.
He's doing it. Clarabelle, good question. Isn't it normally forensics that look through the phone? You're going to hear him say that we got to take the phone and do a forensic scrub of it. But he's doing what we refer to in the business as a preliminary investigation. Ooh, that was a tongue twister. So Clarabelle, this is common. This happens in the preliminary stages of any investigation. When you have someone that's a witness, she's a witness right now, and an assault victim. She is giving testimony, her statement. This is common for this to happen. But once Mila brings up that Wade told her that he killed people, then that, then that steps up the urgency to find out, because she told this detective that he told her he killed people in the past. And she also confirmed to this detective that he used her phone at times when he put people's names in there and people he was making friends, as she put it, with. So for all of the above reasons, this detective takes her phone and gets a judge to issue a warrant. And they get a warrant. They do it the right way. And once the judge issues that warrant, they go through it and they forensically scrub it. Graciela Gonzalez, good to see you. Thank you for being here, and thank you for being a channel member.
Inside the car?
No.
Were you ever inside that car?
No, I was not getting
in
in the car.
Never made it inside the car?
I would have died if I would have gotten in the car.
Okay.
I would not be here.
He just said, did you get in that car? Were you ever in that car? Meaning Kristine Melton's car. And she said, no. If I would have gotten that car, I would have been dead. I would not be here. That was very powerful.
So the guy Josh was the one that told her, hey, Wade just came in here and told me that he killed someone.
I think Josh told Tommy and Tommy told Kelly. It's like a big thing.
Where does Tommy live?
Tommy works at Citywide. Oh, I finally remember it. It just came to me, Citywide Air Conditioning Company. And I think that he lives in a house by the owner of Citywide Air Conditioning.
Which is where?
I think it's Del Prado, Cape Coral.
Okay.
He lives with his girlfriend, Elizabeth. We've not been together since March. But he's always telling me not to get back with Wade because he will kill me. Everybody's saying that I'm going to die from his hands.
Everybody's saying I'm going to die from his hands.
I'm not sure about that. That's how I'm assuming it happened. Because Kelly has no way to talk directly to Josh that I know of.
So since he left, after hurting you, you have not talked to him whatsoever?
No, I have.
You have.
The cops have been telling me to bait him. We even baited him one time at Joe's Crab Shack, and they knocked on the window, and he said, let me get my girlfriend, or talk to my girlfriend. He was like drug sweating, even the cops said, and they let him go. They didn't even chase him. I don't know why they didn't block him in or anything.
It's policy. So.
Why wouldn't they just block him in or something?
So after that, have you talked to him?
So he basically just told her it was policy. It's our policy. Just what I told you. So they all knew about the body cam footage, and then that he was obviously, the officer tried to stop him. So let's let it go.
Message to him.
The last time I talked to him was over lunch at Blue Sushi, and that's,
you were at Blue Sushi?
Yeah, with Glenn and Amy, the other girl. We all went to Blue Sushi because my nerves were shot, And so we went to Blue Sushi, and she kept recording some of the conversations because it was proof that he stole the car. Like he said, I've got the car. You're never going to get back. Don't worry about the car anymore. Meet me somewhere. And he
What car?
The Hellcat.
The Hellcat.
And then he also was telling me about he's going to kill me. He'd go back and forth. I love you so much. Come help me. To I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you slowly. I'm going to, like, back and forth. I'm crazy. That's her again. It went just back and forth, back and forth. It's just a question mark.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's the last time I talked to her because.
See, this detective, again, we always have our suspicions up. Did you see how he leaned over that table and he read that text message that came in? Because he wants to see everything that's coming into her phone. Because, you know, we're looking at everything. So he leaned over and he read that text message, and it was just what she said it was. With the super chat about the drugs getting into prisons, that is an ongoing problem. Tamara Jane, thank you for the super chat. Drugs get into prisons and jails, and it's something that needs to be stopped. But unfortunately, it doesn't seem like it can be stopped. It happens all the time. Wade Wilson overdosed on meth in prison, in jail, in the Lee County jail. He overdosed. And as the story goes, that's how he got some of his tattoos on his face. He was out cold, either by getting beat or by overdosing on drugs or whatever he was out on. And it's alleged that those tattoos were on his face were had when he was out, knocked out.
After that, we found my car. Now I have no reason to talk to him because I was just trying to get information. So.
Did he ever say anything about hurting anyone?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Here
it is.
Over the course that I was trying to get information about my car, he would say, Mila, meet with me. I've got to tell you something. Mila's my nickname. I don't know if I'm Nick again since. I gotta tell you something. I gotta tell you in person. Just let me meet up and tell you. I want to kiss your forehead. I just want to give you a hug. And I kept saying, I'm too afraid of you. And he would keep coming up with different scenarios to where I wouldn't be afraid of him. I'll lay down on the ground. I'll strip back naked. I just want to tell you something in your face. It kept becoming an ongoing thing. And then eventually, over the blue sushi, Amy was sitting right there. And he in code said, remember what I wanted to do to Tommy? And then I said, no. And then he kept going, remember what I wanted to do to Tommy? Like trying to put down. And then I remembered, I was like, oh yeah, he wanted to kill him. So I go, okay, yeah. He goes, I did that last night. And I'm running and I need help.
When did he ever say he wanted to kill Tommy?
All the time. Like that's just an ongoing thing. Tommy introduced me to Wade. Okay, it's a long story, I'm sorry. When I left Tommy, he moved to Marathon Island. And they all worked at the marina with the Deadliest Catch VH1 star or whatever. And then he met Wade there. Well, Wade and Tommy were both let go at same time. So Tommy brought him back up here. And I think Tommy got lonely one night or something, and he was hanging out with Wade and brought him to my spa door. Wait, what was the question? I'm sorry, I'm getting tired.
About
Wow.
Why
Liz.
he wanted to kill Tommy? Okay.
Kill Tommy?
Yeah.
Wow, Liz. So she's telling the story about how she was dating Tommy. And then they broke up and Tommy introduced her to Wade. And then Wade, when they were dating, said he wanted to kill Tommy. So that sparked this detective's interest. And that leads into more of this conversation. Liz, thank you for sharing that. Wild. I'd like to hear about it privately if you care to talk about that via website, DutyRon.com. So send it to me if you want to talk.
So we got to the front door and they knocked and, so I was introduced through Wade, through Tommy, and then that's how we met. And then he always said, don't hook up with Mila, man. That's my ex. There's still heartstrings there. And then for whatever reason, me and Wade did hook up. When Tommy found out that, there's also a police report with this. Tommy came up with brass knuckles trying to beat down my spa door, trying to get to Wade. When he couldn't do that, he went down and slashed my tires in my car.
Tommy did.
Yeah. Okay. So it's just been an ongoing beef with them over this thing.
For the past 6 months.
Yeah. It hasn't stopped.
How did Wade end up here in the county?
He got dismissed from the Key West jail or whatever, released or whatever it's called. And I went down and got him.
No, not this last time. 6 months ago.
I think the guy bailed him out of jail for the driving seconds offense.
Does he have any family in Lee County?
Mm-mm. All his family is in like Tennessee, like
Okay,
Nashville.
but how did he end up in this area?
Oh, when he was 17, he went to jail in Tallahassee. When he was in the course of his jail sentence, his family moved up to Tennessee. When he got released from Tallahassee, his family said they were scared of him to stay down here. So ever since then, he's been drifting around Florida.
Okay.
And the reason he left Marathon to here particularly is because Tommy was the only person that would help him out. And this is where Tommy was getting back to, was Tommy's friend here.
Okay.
You have a difficult job, I'm sorry. This is horrible.
She's telling him everything that she knows. Yeah, people get caught up on that. Swifty, good question. It's not always in smaller police departments. As you can see, there may be an extra chair where that could be pulled up. That table is for two people, and it's a small room. It depends on the size of the department and how many detectives are available. You know, when cases happen, when murders happen, or when things like this happen, sometimes they could be shorthanded, or could be a personnel issue. But yeah, it's always good to have an extra detective in there, but it's not, it's not mandatory. Everything is on audio and video, so for protection of the detective, so she can't say that he did anything to her inappropriate. You got video and audio, but yeah, but a good question, but yeah, it's not mandatory.
I'm just trying to think, make sure I got everything covered for now. So your phone number is 333-5924, correct? Any other number you can be reached at?
It's my spot number, but it gets directly leaded to that one anyway, so it won't help you much. Yeah.
What's the spot number?
Oh, I'm sorry. 239 244 2807.
244?
2807.
2807. All right. Unfortunately, I am going to seize the phone for now. Okay. We are going to need it. Is there a code to get into it?
There's nothing I can get in trouble for, right?
No. Well,
okay.
She said, there's nothing I can get in trouble for, right? So he says, no.
You didn't do anything wrong.
Okay. No, I mean like naked pictures. Can I delete like naked pictures?
Have no idea the stuff that we see.
Okay. The password is.
So here she confirms to him, can I get in trouble? There's naked pictures of me on there. You know, people get caught up in that, but I mean, there's many. I mean, Angela even said in the chat, Angela asked, she's like, yeah, I wouldn't want someone taking my phone. I don't know how many younger women in their 30s or in their 20s have naked pictures on their phone. I don't know. I would imagine some do.
When you click on down here, it's usually my thumb. You might want to, how do you get it back? Okay. Try to cancel it out and I'll show you.
Yeah, she was honest.
Try to cancel.
Like,
give me just 1 second.
Okay.
Let me
okay. You can write down the number. I think it's 100704.
100704.
When do I get my phone back?
So she's asking, when does she get her phone back? And many people will watch this and say, oh, she's worried that they're going to get something bad off the phone. But she goes on to tell him here that phone is her lifeline for her spa. She does all of her customers and all of her clients have this phone number for the spa. And she says, this is my lifeline of how I make money. So it's her business. Thank you, Lexi.
Search warrant on it?
Lexington.
Okay. And once they download it, we'll definitely give you a call. That's why I wanted to know if there was another
How
phone.
long though?
A day or two.
That's my business right there.
I know. But I'm going to be straight up and honest with you. We do have a body. Okay.
Oh my gosh! So stop it.
This is a homicide.
Are you really serious? Is it that girl?
We don't know. We don't know. So We do need to take the phone.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. So, just stand by for a second.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
So she's visibly shaken here because he just told her there's a homicide. It was the first time he confirmed to her that there's a homicide. She asked, is that girl, is it Kristine? And he says, I don't know.
This is so upsetting.
Keep doing that.
Am I okay to go soon?
Yeah, just give me one
Okay.
second.
Am I okay to go soon?
When do we get to find out if he did it or not?
Well, that's why we have detectives everywhere right now. So,
It's absolutely horrible.
and that's why we need as much information from him as possible. Because obviously,
I feel like
did you see him talking to any females at the club last night at the Buddha? Or was he talking just to random people all over the place?
Okay. I just want to just point out right here is where she just opens wide up about him, because the detective starts to ask her, who did he talk to at the club, at the Buddha? Who was he communicating with? What did he do in the days and hours leading up to October 7th? And this is where she tells him that he has sexual relations with males and females. So listen closely.
This guy,
he's very social.
okay.
If I wouldn't have went and got him, this would have never happened.
Well, you can't blame that on you, okay?
Now she's blaming
Because
herself.
obviously You said he was on drugs. You cannot, I mean, you can't.
Everybody told me this would happen if I let him out of jail. He'd kill somebody. I just didn't believe it. Have you found Wade yet?
Have you found Wade yet? You said no.
I wish I would just left him down there.
She said, I wish I would have just left him in jail down there. She sure did.
Which iPhone is this?
iPhone 8 Plus. Can you tell him it runs my business though?
I'm sorry?
Can you make a note that it runs my business for my spa? That I need back soon.
This was
I
after.
can't believe this happened.
This is after he tried to kill her, and this is after he obviously killed Kristine first. then he had the contact with her, and Diane Ruiz, probably unknown, obviously, to this detective because she was found afterwards, I think a day or so later or two, in a lot where he discarded her body. But yeah, this gets kind of heavy here.
I should have just left him there in the keys.
So you have we have some people coming from Cape Coral also. You're willing to give us just a sample of your DNA? We just need to eliminate, because if we're gonna take the shoes from the car, we need to run DNA on the shoes.
Dude,
okay?
why are they thinking that I'm a part of this?
Listen, right now.
So the detective told Mila they need to get her DNA just to rule her out, and that's thorough police work. They need to get her DNA, and she said, "Hey, why do you think that I'm a part of this?" And he explains to her.
Obviously, you got beat up by him this morning.
Yeah.
Driving someone else's car. Okay, that's possibly our victim's car.
Yeah.
All right. So that's why you're very important to this.
Okay.
Okay. You were one of the last people to see him.
Okay.
Okay. And you're one of the last people to see him.
I don't want to get in trouble for something I didn't do.
Well, again, if you didn't do anything,
then I'm good. I just watch all these shows and shit where you're like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
These ID shows.
This is real.
So basically, he's telling her what we always talk about. Ed Wallace, myself. When there's the Lacard's exchange principle, when you're at a crime scene, when Wade Wilson was at Kristine Melton's home, he took some of her DNA from the crime scene in her home into that car. And then when he manhandled Mila, some of Kristine Melton's DNA is now on Mila. And some of Mila's DNA is on Wade, and now transferred from Wade back into Kristine Melton's car. So the police, this detective is saying, we need to get your DNA so we can do these comparisons. So it is what it is. And this is what went down here.
Right. Completely different.
I know, but
okay.
I'm just so weirded out right now. Oh my God.
How long has he been saying he wants to kill Tommy?
Ever since the incident with the brass knuckle.
Ever since the incident with
the brass knuckle thing.
Has he ever shown any infatuation on killing people? Has he ever?
Oh yeah, he talks about it all the time. I just thought he was bullshitting, like normal guys do. Like, I don't know. He said he used to be a hitman and stuff, but I just thought he was lying. Like, he's 25, I'm 36. I just thought of him as being a stupid little boy making up stories.
What does he say?
I don't know. He said, like, there's this, like, somebody wanted him to kill his wife, paid him $35,000. He didn't kill him, so he thought they would come after his family. But he has killed other people and stuff like that.
He told you that?
Yeah. But
Did he say where?
He doesn't. I didn't believe him, so I just kind of laugh it off a little bit. Like,
has he ever said?
Dave Harden says normal guys talk about killing people. I found that odd that she said that, but she's basically saying he's a young whippersnapper and he was trying to be tough and try to present this tough person persona. So she says it after she said, yeah, normal guys. But I believe that, she clarifies it when she says, yeah, I just thought he was just trying to give that tough persona off to me.
How he wants to kill people or how he's killed people before? Shooting, stabbing, choking.
Oh yeah, that Brody, like stuff like that. He'll say, like, just see, it's weird that I never even believed him. Like, he would just say random stuff like that. I never heard him talk about guns much, but knives, I've heard him talk about tying people up.
What does he say?
Like slashing people's throat or something like that.
He said he has done it before, or he wants to do it.
He said in one incident, like, I guess he slashed somebody here, and threw him in a lake and let, like, no body, no crime is kind of what he said.
He said he cut someone from
here to here and put him in a lake or something. Like, I'm saying, these memories are vague because I didn't believe them. Like, they're not stored in long term, Like, I passed them off, Like, it didn't, like, I just didn't believe him. A lot of young guys lie about a bunch of stupid shit. Like they think they're rappers or they think they're this.
Is he like that?
Oh, I just thought he was another young guy. Every time I date younger guys, they all act stupid like that. I just thought he was acting stupid.
Okay. I'm not being rude or
I know.
anything like that. I just trying to communicate back and forth here with the other detectives.
Okay. Oh, God. I hope everything's okay with that girl. You have video, right, of me not leaving with him, right?
Well, we don't know. I mean, again, we still need to get that.
Okay.
Okay, this is just the beginning.
Okay.
So it's a lot of steps. We have a lot of people working on this right now.
Okay. I went to the military with two of your cop friends. You know, Angela and Miguel Fleming.
Yeah. You were in the Navy?
I was in the Navy with both of them.
Really?
Yeah. He was on the Ponce de Leon. She was on the ship with the Eisenhower with me.
So she just told this detective, and I didn't know this up until now. And some of you might have known this, but Mila served in the Navy, and she served our country. So another kudos to her.
Really?
I don't know if that speeds up my phone process.
Well, I promise you I will definitely let them know, okay, about that. So. And the next question is, will you give us permission to search the vehicle too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Will you give us permission to search your vehicle? She didn't even pause. She didn't even say why. She just said, yeah, go ahead, search it.
It was just still bleeding, sorry.
I see that, yeah.
From where he punched me.
Yeah. Okay. What else can you tell me about him?
This is where she tells him that he had male partners. Mila at this time in this interview in 2019 was 36. So it was 5 years ago. You could do the math. She was 36 in this Truth Addiction TV. 36.
Just that everybody says he's a killer. Don't trust him. Don't let him out.
Who's everybody?
Apparently. Oh, I can't touch it anymore. I was going to show you something.
We
Okay.
turned it off. So.
Okay. Apparently he was in a gay relationship in Marathon with this guy, and then he tried to kill him too, like stab him or something.
Do you know who that was?
His name. And he's also got a different girl named Sarah down in Marathon, who he tied up.
Who told you about Crystal?
You know this group of Inner Circle that keeps saying, Mila, don't go back, Mila, don't go back? There's a gang of exes that keep saying, don't do this, don't do that. He'll kill you.
Exes of his?
Yeah.
How have you met all these people?
When Tommy found out I got with Wade, he called down to Eric, and Eric was dating one of Wade's exes, and Sarah was friends with Wade, and Sarah was friends with Kelly, and Kelly was friends with Chris, and like it's just like this big web, and all these people that link up together and just share information about how bad, where he's at, and if he's like when I didn't press charges on the first time he hurt me, I had everybody on my back saying, Mila, if you let him out, he's going to kill somebody else. And so that's why it's weighing on me so much, is everybody told me that this would happen. Everybody told me that if I let him out, if I didn't press charges when he hurt me, that this would happen.
Yeah, you got to watch it from the beginning, LA.
So really, it doesn't take more than 2 days sometimes for the phone. Should I go get another phone is what I'm asking. Because I'm going to lose a lot of money. Okay.
Dave, she got the phone back. Six months.
So I talked to the detective that's working the case, the lead detective, and we don't lie to anyone. Okay.
Yeah.
She said, because you have an Apple phone, is there any way you can borrow one from someone? Because she said it's gonna be
a while.
Yeah. Okay. Just being honest.
Can I get out of here and
We
eat?
don't, yeah, we're leaving right now.
Thank you. Okay. So it is going to be a while because in my business, I'll just have my grasshopper for
Now,
that.
here's the thing.
Okay.
Did you guys come here in one car or two cars?
2 cars.
Okay. Because we are going to need the car to help him. That one will be fast. Because those probably no later than tomorrow, end of day. Okay. We are going to tow it from here back to the police station.
Can I get a few things or no? No.
Okay. Not at this point. We're gonna tow it from here. I'm gonna follow the tow truck over there.
Is it safe to tow a Hellcat?
Yeah.
Okay.
They'll figure it out.
Okay. They're not gonna hurt it, right?
And then I'll call you or at this spot. And if you don't answer, we'll send someone to go by over there.
And then they'll tell me about my phone and stuff like that.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
And can you also put Glenn's number down as a contact?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I don't know what it's in my phone.
We'll talk.
Okay.
He was downstairs when I came.
Okay. Oh, I'm just happy to get out of here. Thank you.
No,
I need to go eat.
I'm walking you down.
Thank you. Okay.
Just 1 second.
And so, will you guys tell me about?
What color is your car?
It's like silver bullet gray. They call it. Silver bullet, yeah. But you guys, are you able to tell me about like whose body it is and stuff, or am I gonna have to find out?
Again, we don't like jumping into conclusions.
Okay.
Okay. We found a body.
Yeah.
All right. And then they got to go from there. Right. You know, once they do the autopsy and everything else, then they make
do you know where you found
proper
it?
notifications. I do, but obviously I
You
can't
can't tell
right now. Okay,
Holy
so this
crap.
is just saying that I'm taking your iPhone 8 and your 2015 Silver Dodge Hellcat. And you can sign there.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a receipt. Okay, and I have your number for the day spot. I'll get Glenn's number right now.
Thank you.
So that's just the receipts for her consent to let them search the phone and to take her car, and they did the forensics on her car. Another thing too here, the detectives in that interview room with his gun, we in the New York City Police Department never ever were allowed. It was a safety issue. We would always go into the interview and interrogation room with no gun, because in the past it has happened where the gun gets taken and either used against you, or the person uses it to, you know what. So in the NYPD, we're never in that interview and interrogation room armed. Just a policy that we do for safety. Listen, so this concludes 2 hours of this body cam footage, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I want to thank you for being respectful in the comments. I want to thank everyone who has sent super chats, the moderators, the replay viewers. I personally have communicated with Mila before the sentencing happened, and she agreed to come and give us her take on what her relationship was like with Wade Wilson, because now he's sentenced. It's over. The case is over. And she agreed to come and talk with us, talk with me and Ed, to give us a little bit of insight of what Wade Wilson was like for 6 months, and the journey of what she went through. And she wants to try to help any other women that are out there survived domestic violence, and she wants to speak out about it, speak about her mistakes, speak about her strengths. So I thought it was an opportunity to connect with her. And I think that she has a lot to say that can help people, help women and men that maybe were in or are in that same situation. So again, I want to send strength, prayers, and positive vibes to the Melton and Ruiz surviving family. They're going through it, and they are going to be loud and talk about it. We heard from Diane Ruiz's father, and I promised you guys I would play that interview, but I'm 2 hours in. I don't like to do these longer shows, but this one, we had to do it to show that interview. So if you're not yet subscribed, consider subscribing. Hit the thumbs up. Thank you all for being here. God bless the world. God bless the United States of America. And God bless each and every one of us here in the chat, but especially all victims of crimes and their families. We send strength, prayers, and positive vibes. Good night from New York, and we'll see you on the next one.